For years, Huawei has sought to reassure the world of two things: that it is not under the control of the Chinese government and that it doesn't spy on consumers. Now, a shift in tone from defense to accusation.
The U.S. government has long branded Huawei a threat. It has hacked our servers and stolen our emails and source code.
Allegations of American government interference and theft of corporate secrets. Huawei's message to the United States: we can play the blame game too. Hours before the announcement, the backdrop to what's becoming an ever-escalating dispute. Huawei's chief financial officer Meng Wanzhou leaving her house in Canada for an appearance in court. She's been detained in the country since December, accused of helping her company violate US sanctions on Iran. She claims the arrest violated her rights and is politically motivated. Huawei's decision to sue the American government adds to an already high-cost conflict. The US effort to get allies to shun the firm threatens to bar the company from major markets and puts billions of dollars of investment in super high-speed 5G networks at risk. It also adds tension to an already complicated trade relationship between the world's top two economies.
Well, for more now, we're joined by Kate Ferguson from our business desk. Good morning, Kate.
Good morning.
So, Huawei is striking back in the courts, saying that it's being unfairly discriminated against in the United States. What are we to make of that?
Well, this is such a dramatic shift in tone. So for the last few years, Huawei has taken a really defensive stance. So they've endured accusations of being in cahoots with the Chinese government and of spying on customers, stealing corporate secrets. And now they're saying, well, do you know what? You are doing the exact same thing. But I think it's really interesting because that strategy of being defensive has been very deliberate because Huawei knows what's at stake. So at the moment, it's already the second largest smartphone maker in the world, and it's a leader in 5G technology. That's the super high-speed, highly reactive internet of the future. But it knows that if it doesn't have the trust of the world, it doesn't really have a future outside of China. So up to now, it's endured these accusations, it's been quite patient, and even despite a lack of evidence, it's taken quite a cautious tone. Now that has shifted dramatically. They're fighting back. They're saying, you have no evidence, you have absolutely no right to accuse us of things that you yourself are guilty of.
Now, this comes as the U.S. and China are trying to negotiate their way out of a bitter trade dispute. What does this legal move by Huawei mean for those negotiations?
Well, Huawei isn't officially part of the trade negotiations between the United States and China, but it's definitely going to overshadow them because when a Chinese company sues the American government, that's a political issue. And it's also going to be drawn out over a really long time because even Meng Wanzhou, so the chief financial officer who was arrested in Canada, she's only going to start those extradition proceedings in May. So that whole process is probably going to take several months. And now with the legal proceedings against the US government, it's just going to draw out and it's going to overshadow any sort of relationship between the United States and China. And it's also really significant because of this race to draw out 5G technology. And it's all a power game. You know, Huawei knows it's a leader in this technology. A lot of countries want to get in on the game. They need this kind of know-how. And this is the point at which Huawei is saying, maybe you need us as much as we need you.
Kate, thank you so much for your analysis. Kate Ferguson from DW Business.
Thanks.